Alrighty, welcome along to the Super Benny Game Show. All about video games, cool stuff, and I've been meaning to do a channel for ages, and you know what, I finally said, let's do it. Let's do it, and there's no better place to just start and just do it. Just do it off the top. Video games stuff happening all the time. Today was no different. We had the state of play. So I'm going to go through that in today's video, let you know what there was released, what might be cool, what might be on the radar for you. There was definitely a couple of things that I personally thought was pretty cool and will be on the radar for myself. So I'm here with my guest host, Carlos Jose. Say hello, Carlos. He is with a stack of games that are kind of related to this video, what we saw in the state of play. There was, some interesting things, not some great things as well. There was quite a lot of game news, unlike when we had just the other week the PlayStation 5 Pro announcement, which was kind of lackluster, which I'll address in another video after this, what I did about the PlayStation 5. I did make a decision, as you can see. There is some PlayStation 5 games playing in the background, which is Horizon Forbidden West, so I've been having a great time. Carlos, let's get into the meat and potatoes and tell everyone what happened at the state of play. PlayStation state of play, let's see what there was. Kicked off with Astro Bot. With some more updates, some speed runs of the levels. I mean, I showed Astro Bot to my wife, and it's a really fun, family game. Highly recommended. I've only recently just been picking up the PlayStation 5 anyway, and we've been going through like the Astro Game Room. We played the Astro Bot VAR, which was fantastic on the old PlayStation 4. So more content, great stuff, good start. There was Midnight Walk Midnight Walk it was called, which was like a clay kind of based Little Nightmares type of game, I would like to say. Not my cup of tea, but kind of creepy elements. You like that kind of stuff, kind of strategy and going around. It did look like nice sort of graphics and nice like little sort of background and story going on. So I think some people that will resonate with. The next game that was showed was called Hell Is Us. Now it was kind of creepy. It was almost kind of like Death Stranding. There was like some weird ghosts with like the face missing and that kind of stuff. Kind of tickled my interest. I would like to see a bit more sort of story, maybe gameplay sort of further down the line. So on that, I will try and keep that on my radar. I think that was more sort of a 6 out of 10, 7 out. That could be one to maybe watch, isn't it, Carlos? Carlos? See, Carlos here. We got him from Mexico. Honestly, my little girl was crying all the time. I said, "Oh, you just sound just like Carlos here." So we went and bought him from the old 7-Eleven over there. Right. The next game was some more games for the PlayStation VR 2. I know they're trying to get more games out for the VR 2, which is another people don't talk about how expensive the PlayStation 5 is. If you want a PlayStation 5, a new TV, you want to get the VAR, I'm thinking about football, mate. Virtual reality, it's going to set you back another £500 odd. So you're going to want some games on there, which there isn't very many. I'm going to tell it like it is, and this is what we do on this channel. It was Metro Awakening. So Metro is quite a popular franchise anyway. It looked quite spooky and if I did have a VR setup, I think maybe maybe you would pick that up. Maybe. So yeah, big fans of the Astrobot. We have the controller in here. Thank you, Carlos. The next game up was what was it called? Archage. A lot of dragons and elves and these type of games were coming up. Very sort of Skyrim-esque sort of games going around, giant worlds. It didn't hit the spot with me, but maybe someone else. What other kind of surprise was Palworld was on there. I know they've been having the problems with Nintendo lately, getting sued and all that kind of jazz. So, hey, on PlayStation we don't have the luxury of having some Nintendo games. I know Astrobot has kind of fulfilled that kind of Mario-esque kind of gap that we don't have. It would be nice maybe to pick up Palworld or have a little look at it. Maybe. It's a maybe. It is actually out now, so if you wanted to go check out Palworld on PlayStation, it is available right now. So that was alright, isn't it? A lot of this was like kind of recent releases. There's not too many releases just before sort of Christmas. A lot of the state of play was just simply, we're adding extra stuff. There was some extra stuff for like Stellar Blade, different kind of titles. We'll get to that a bit further into this video of what some of this extra stuff is. What we have here, something remastered. Oh yeah, it was the RPGs. There was quite a few sort of RPGs. Did have like an anime cutscene which looked pretty cool. You must have like thousands of these. Some of the fans, like the YS fans and Final Fantasy fans. There's so many RPGs. More RPGs for you guys if you want. There was some more on that, which was pretty cool. Hand me this, Carlos, what you have over here. More content for Shredder's Revenge. We love Shredder's Revenge in this house. Today we was playing Scott Pilgrim. The wife didn't enjoy it as much as sort of Shredder's Revenge, and she loves Streets of Rage as well. So yeah, more content coming out for Shredder's Revenge. Can't complain really. It's a good modern new title, isn't it? It's good fun. Reminds me of those days back when we used to play Turtles in the arcades. So more content for Turtles. Shredder's Revenge. We can't complain. We cannot complain. There was more updates about Sonic and Shadow. I am looking to get some more of the new sort of Sonic games. It is nice having some of the old Sonic titles and some of the old games to replay on modern sort of consoles. There was some content regarding sort of Keanu Reeves and the new movie from Sonic. So for maybe younger fans as well who do enjoy sort of Sonic and that kind of stuff, that is coming out soon. So maybe you want to pick up sort of Christmas time, Boxing Day sales, January sales. I think any sort of youngster will really enjoy sort of Sonic and Shadow collection, and adults too. And then after that we had Fantasia Neo Dimension, another RPG. It looked a little better than it was more RPG stuff. You got to sink a lot of hours into those sort of things. There was another game, sort of Dragon Age. Was okay. Again, some nice sort of graphics. You can't go too wrong anyway with sort of modern consoles. More dragons, more elves. So I don't know how much you really want to go into all of that on these consoles. Just very similar, very generic. More dragons, more elves, more Skyrim kind of thing. More nothing new, nothing too surprising, nothing. Oh wow, yeah, I must go get that. A miss for me. There was Alan Wake expansion. Originally, I thought this was Control. It was like, oh, the Bureau, and all this kind of stuff. I think it's Alan Wake 2 expansion. More VAR. I'm going to keep saying VAR. Silly boy. VR2. I don't like that name. VR2, the new virtual reality 2. There was Hitman. I think it kind of works well for the VR headsets. Yeah, Hitman for that. Probably not my cup of tea. I don't really like the Hitman games, but looked okay. Looked okay for sort of virtual reality. Anyone sort of interested in sort of retro games? There was Legacy of Kain remaster. There was a point I want to bring up about this because I recently played the GTA remasters, and they did sort of just graphically show you like the differences from the old version to the new version. And the only thing I would say is it does look better, improved. But what I notice about a lot of these remasters now, they kind of dumb them down, make them really easy, and I don't know, when you play sort of the originals, they kind of refine it and make it. It's not what it almost was. Almost, it's kind of cheapens it. I don't know. It's kind of making it cartoonish. You do get 1 and 2 with this remaster. So any fans of Legacy of Kain, that one kind of passed me by on PlayStation 2. There's plenty of remasters I do have already on PlayStation, which I'm pretty happy with. But again, that wasn't really one that sort of hit by me. But this one's coming out pretty soon. So for anyone who likes sort of the Legacy of Kain, that is coming out as well. What else was there? Fear of the Something, Towers of Acacia, Lego Fortnite again for the kids. Looked pretty fun actually. Looked pretty fun. You know, you do got to think about sort of younger audiences on these consoles and what kind of games there are. I think that would be really fun. I do have a friend who works over at the sort of Lego games and stuff, and I know how hard those guys put in the work and a lot of different video games and series they do, and they imply a lot of fun elements into those games. So yeah, it would look pretty fun actually for the little ones. Not too many actual sort of fun games anyway for youngsters on the PlayStation, but that looked pretty cool. And if you do sort of pre-order it, I think it was coming with like a little alloy Lego figure. I know there's lots of collectors out there for like Lego minifigures and characters and stuff, and that was pretty cool. That came with it. So yeah, that was pretty alright. That was all good. Then we came the Horizon remaster. Big fan of Horizon back in the day. So that's Horizon Zero Dawn, the remaster. I've got the old version. I played it to death on the old PlayStation 4. It is getting a remastered version, and a lot of people were making like clickbaity titles. Oh, another remaster. Guerrilla Studios over in the Netherlands. I did have a few interactions with them, and yeah, they're a really good studio. Formerly the Killzone developers. Yeah, we're getting a remaster for that, and it does look a lot graphically better. If you have played Forbidden West, you see how amazing the graphics looks. Not entirely something necessarily we need, but if you're playing through it, or maybe later on in the line you might play this on the sort of premium on that kind of thing, you know, it would be a nice sort of little playthrough to go back through and just get that little bit better graphics. If you do already have it on PS4, it was $9.99 for the upgrade. Considering all sort of the voice work and that kind of stuff, that kind of you don't kind of really pay so much attention to. There is a lot of fine details they do go into, so I don't know. I do begrudge paying these extra graphical upgrades. Is it one for the PS5 to add? Not really. But it did look cool. It did look alright. Yeah. What else was there? There was the Stellar Blade. We love Stellar Blade. And they introduced some cool sort of stuff. Photo mode. A lot of guys will be jumping right on that. So, and they also are going to do a collab with Nier Automata. A lot of this game does have those elements of Nier Automata, that kind of stuff, having played that as well. Nier Automata is a bit more sort of depressing. This one's a bit more sort of action sort of title, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was nice to see they gave that little nod. You can play as actually is it 2B, is it? That character in Stellar Blade, so that would be cool for anyone who is a fan who hasn't already played Stellar Blade. You might want to wait for that little extra costume character and play through that kind of thing. If you are a fan of Nier Automata and you haven't played Stellar Blade, I would recommend definitely getting Stellar Blade on the PS5. I think it's a great game. And then they announced the games for PlayStation on October. What do we think? We've got 3 games. Doki Doki. I'm not sure what that is. WWE. I will say with WWE, good for the kids again. For the rest of the PlayStation players, who's really getting that? If you've got WWE 24, 23, 22, what are you getting that different? It's a bit like FC 24. It's a bit like FIFA, isn't it? It's a bit like NBA. This is why I don't play the NBA anymore, because you're just getting the same churned out, the same stuff, just so they can get the microtransactions. I'll add it to the library. Not something I'm going to spend hours on. I probably won't even really play it, to be honest. There is Dead Space. Interestingly, I don't remember if like a year ago back they PlayStation was like, Dead Space is coming out and Callisto Protocol is coming out, and it's free now. It's free. I know it's another remake, another remaster. We want some original stuff. Don't we? Dead Space, yeah, cool. Maybe I'll try and play through it again. I have such a backlog now. I don't think I'll get any around time to really be playing that at the minute. That's pretty cool. So Dead Space, we'll add it to the library. Maybe on a bored rainy day we'll fire it up, see what it looks like, see if it's any different from the PlayStation 3 version. I didn't even finish Callisto Protocol, to be honest. So yeah, maybe a rainy day, maybe we'll pick that up. They also, another cool thing, they also announced the Dino Crisis is coming onto premium, which is always cool. Always cool to see, just for a little bit of giggles, maybe a little sort of 20 minutes, half an hour, just play some retro memories on Dino Crisis. There was some sort of new things coming for PlayStation 5 at the State of Play here. There was a brand new controller, Fortnite. So for your kids, anyone out there with young kids, Fortnite controller, Christmas, let's go. I think any sort of kid who's into that kind of thing would absolutely buzz off getting a Fortnite controller. It did look pretty cool actually. If you can get your hands on one of those, I think people will really go for that one as well. There was like a few sort of chrome sort of extra sort of face plates for your console as well, and some like kind of chromey green and blue, and a plain white one for the PlayStation 5 sort of hardware, but nothing too like, wow, look at me, you know. I would say the PlayStation 4 did have some like better kind of like looking consoles. They had like Uncharted, they had like Spider-Man, Darth Vader ones, and just seems very sort of, you know, when you go into a clothes shop and they have just that rack of just plain t-shirts, you can get red, blue, white, orange, and just a spectrum of colours, just like basic fashion, basic colours. It's very where's the ambition? Not very ambitious, you know. Same with Capcom's reveal, talking about ambitious. There was Monster Hunter Wilds that was showed a bit of an update as well. It wasn't Capcom play it very safe all the time. I got Street Fighter 6. Carlos, pass me this. We have Street Fighter 6 here, which I've been playing for. Very safe, very trusted franchise, very. And I think if you're a Monster Hunter fan, I think you'd love that. I think the last time I saw the update, I wasn't too impressed with how some of the graphics kind of blend in. It kind of like, oh, that kind of looks cool, and then the background was kind of a bit sort of lazy, kind of from Capcom. I would almost want to say, I don't know. They just characters didn't sort of blend, and the monsters were like moving, and the hair and different kind of stuff was not kind of blending all together. It looked alright. I think you could play a lot of like 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours going around grinding, finding some monsters, finding some cool things. A 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 wasn't. I think you would, you know, fans of the series would love it. Another reiteration. It's not too pushing the boundaries of like sort of Monster Hunter would be, but there was another sort of similar sort of thing, Dynasty Warriors. Again, I used to play that all the time with like Xbox, and it's kind of fun, like going up and beating up all like giant armies and all that kind of stuff. I think that's kind of missing on sort of PlayStation games, having like big armies to attack and all that kind of stuff, like simulation. So that was another sort of game that was out and about, another safe franchise. Maybe one to maybe pick up when it's a bit cheaper. Again, not much changes with the Dynasty Warriors series. A true, tried, tested kind of series. Maybe one to pick up if you're into that kind of thing. Maybe a bit cheaper when you're not going to pay £50 for that kind of stuff. And then it kind of wrapped up. Mark Cerny, everyone's favourite grandma, he looks like someone's auntie, came out and, hey guys, look at the PlayStation 5 Pro. And reiterating his point about, the tiny minute graphics. I don't think you would notice. I kind of put on here on my list when it was coming up, damage control. That's what it was. Hey, Mark Cerny's here with some damage control. It was very sort of damage control. Come and spend £800, £900 before tax. Hope you got your brand new TV. It doesn't come with a hard drive. Look at all these games that's going to come with some improvements. These games already look good anyway. So if you have a good, I would say more than anything, if you are thinking about getting a PlayStation 5 Pro, if you have a standard TV, maybe not bother, because you're gonna want a good gaming TV for this sort of like generation, and you can't be messing around with like sort of basic 50 inches or all that kind of stuff, or 60-inch normal TVs. You need some, so you won't notice too much like with the frame rates and all that kind of stuff if you don't have a really good quality TV. So I would say more than anything, having a good TV will really sort of visually improve and show what kind of these games like The Last of Us, Horizon, Uncharted, Ratchet and Clank, all these other amazing games that are Spider-Man and are already on PlayStation, that you will not really notice too much anyway. But if you have a poor TV, you're not gonna really feel the difference anyway. So don't get FOMO thinking, yeah, I should get the PlayStation 5 Pro. You might want to just wait till like the end of this life cycle anyway, because people are gonna pile into the PlayStation 6 very fast. And I'll go more onto that like in a future video, but PlayStation 5 games are pretty cheap anyway. And I wouldn't really sort of FOMO into getting really sort of the high end kind of thing on this sort of life cycle. It hasn't been too successful anyway. Pick up the bargains if you are thinking of like some games. There was some cool stuff, but nothing like mind blowing up in this state of play. Especially coming up to Christmas time, I think maybe the Video Game Awards will have some more cool stuff. But there's one more really good game that came out, which I'll just mention in a second. Oh, let's just mention it now. The meat and potatoes, the main thing, state of play, Ghost of Tsushima. Yep, it's getting a sequel. I platinum Ghost of Tsushima. I absolutely love Ghost of Tsushima. I think it's, with the director's cut on here, looks fabulous on PlayStation. Really fantastic game. Recommend, if you haven't played the previous one, go play it. Any Xbox people out there, I feel sorry for you not playing that game. That game is fantastic. I absolutely love Ghost of Tsushima. I love Japanese sort of culture and lore and that kind of stuff. Been to Japan too, so I absolutely love like samurai and all that kind of stuff. This was right up my alley. And they announced, let's get the right name, Ghost of Yotei. Looked, at first I wasn't kind of too sure. I was like, oh, was this Rise of the Ronin? Is this kind of Assassin's Creed? No, and there was a yes. I think, and then Sucker Punch come up, and it's a new one, Ghost of Yotei. Doesn't look like it's following the previous character. Is it Jin Sakai in here? Doesn't really say what his name is, but it looks like a female protagonist. Looks like there was a wolf with the wind and came in. More horseback riding, more cool areas. I think, that's definitely on my radar out of the whole state of play. One we'll be picking up from this one. So that was the meat and potatoes of the state of play. I hope you have enjoyed listening to my very first sort of video here on YouTube. I'm going to be posting lots more cool stuff, video games and bits and bobs. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the comment section. See you soon, guys. Thank you very much.